This has just reached a crazy point, the Jimmy Butler trade saga. He has formally requested a trade, or I don't know if he's formally requested a trade, but okay, Jimmy Butler indicates to the Heat that he wants to be traded. 6-time All-Star Jimmy Butler has indicated to the Miami Heat he wants the team to trade him. League sources told ESPN. Butler does not plan to furnish the Heat with a list of favorite destinations. Sources told ESPN he is open to playing anywhere other than Miami and believes he can make any team a contender. That would be so funny if the Wizards traded for him. Wouldn't make any sense at all, but would be hilarious if the Heat were like, oh, really? Any team? Oh, okay. We'll see about that. Heat officials did not immediately return messages on Thursday night. What does Jimmy Butler's agent have to say about this? Butler scored just 9 points in the Heat's 128-115 loss to the Indiana Pacers on Thursday, openly quitting on the court, mind you. He's openly quitting. Rarely ever do you see stuff like this, where we have reached James Harden territory. I want to see me getting my joy back playing basketball, wherever that may be. We'll find out here pretty soon, Butler said. I'm happy here off the court, but I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop. And I want to help this team win. And right now, I'm not doing it. Okay, nice little self-reflection. Here's where it gets bad. When asked if he can get his joy back on the court with the Heat, Butler responded, probably not. Wow. An issue that led to Butler's decision, according to sources, was an implication from team officials Thursday that he hadn't played his hardest in the Heat's victory Wednesday over the New Orleans Pelicans, playing his first game in 13 days after being away because of illness. Butler took just 5 shots in 25 minutes and scored 9 points. A 2-week-long absence because of illness in the midst of trade rumors. We're not idiots, right? We're not morons. Heat coach Eric Spoelstra did not play Jimmy Butler in the fourth quarter of either game this week. That's also been an interesting little development. They're straight up benching his ass. They're benching him. I'm going out there to compete either way. Whether I score 9 points or 29 points, I'll compete, Butler said Thursday night. You won't say I'm not out there playing hard. It may look like that because my usage is down and I don't shoot the ball a lot, but you can't say I'm not playing hard. Butler taking this position regarding a trade sets up a possible showdown with team management, which has been adamant it is not planning to trade him. Following an ESPN report on this is your classic. We haven't seen one of these in a while. It hasn't been since Harden. It hasn't been since Harden where a guy's just been like, you're trading me, and I'm about to make this so fucking uncomfortable for everybody involved that you're trading me whether you like it or not. I guess Kyrie kind of did this as well when the Nets were like probably good enough to compete. I don't know about contend, but compete for sure. Following an ESPN report on Christmas Day that Butler would prefer to trade and had the Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, and Dallas Mavericks were there atop his preferred destinations. Heat President Pat Riley issued a statement that said, in part, we will make it clear we are not trading Jimmy Butler. Let's think about all of the weird shit that's happened here. What is Jimmy Butler's agent's Twitter? I want to bring that back up. Jimmy Butler's agent went on just a hilarious and honestly kind of sad tirade. Ivani the Great, 10 months of the slightly delusional club. We might see Jimmy and Fox traded in the same season. That would be crazy. Went on a crazy smear campaign against Shams Charania. Shams on December 11th tweets, the Phoenix Suns are another team that Jimmy Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, has indicated in league circles that the 6-time All-Star is open to as a destination. So Jimmy Butler's agent took to Twitter that day. All right, listen, I gave you a pass yesterday because I was busy, but if you don't stop putting my name on your complete and utter made-up bullshit because you know you normally aren't worth my time to acknowledge, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm a middle-aged dad. But just know it it would indicate severe dislike. I still don't know what that means. World, all this is fabricated. I have never, and honestly, it wouldn't help me or the position I represent to do anything that's been reported by said journalist. Paul with the 5 gifted. Clap it up for Paul. What an incredible guy. Shams, this is your opportunity to say, my bad. I let ChatGPT write my tweets. By the way, as somebody who, in a past career, utilized ChatGPT a little bit, nothing about these tweets says ChatGPT. Okay. I just want to say that. This is just your classic AP style reporting. I let ChatGPT write my tweets and it went old school Peter Vesey. Shams, Peter was a writer in the 90s. Be a trendsetter. Invent the new I was hacked. Carry on. That is all. So, look at even Twitter put a community note underneath this original Shams tweet. Jimmy Butler's agent has publicly stated these claims are unfounded and false. I said at the time I was Team Shams. Shams went on TV. He doubled the fuck down. And he said, no, this is real. I don't give a fuck what his agent's saying. This is all serious. I wouldn't make this shit up. This is real. Bernie Lee's a fucking liar. I don't know what hurt more here. The fact that this got 23 likes or that it is actually, oddly enough, my mother's burner. What an interesting Twitter account we've got going on here. What an interesting Twitter. Shams should have added Jimmy's agent under the video. Yeah, he should have. And now we have reached a point where there is no denying this. This is real. So that whole tirade there by Bernie Lee, which is funny because everyone was eating this shit up. Everyone was eating the Bernie Lee stuff up. Like, oh, hell yeah. Fuck you, Shams. And then Shams doubled down. And then the Heat released a statement on their own personal social media. I mean, how often have we seen this stuff? I mean, I can't remember. You know, we've seen funny like team social media account tweets. Obviously, I'm thinking of the Phoenix Suns apology letter to their fans after losing by 30 in Game 7 of the Dallas Mavericks. Nothing will top that. But the Heat posting a statement on their own social media account saying, hey guys, we're not trading Jimmy Butler, was one of the stranger things I can remember. And it never passed the sniff test at all. We're not trading Jimmy Butler, guys. Please stop talking about it. Please stop asking us. We're not doing it. Please, I beg of you to stop digging into this at all. Did they delete that? I'm looking for it right now. The Heat tweeted that on their own personal Twitter account, didn't they? Or did they just release a statement? Maybe they deleted it. I don't see it on their timeline. Maybe they deleted it. Heat tweet is going to go platinum when Jimmy gets traded to the Pistons. Yeah. Oh, wait, let's see. It was Pat Riley who issued a statement. You could use X's AI tool Grok for Jimmy Butler timeline. Can I say something real quick? Is that how you pronounce that shit? What a dumbass name. ChatGPT, it rolls off the tongue. It sounds good. It sounds a little futuristic. What the fuck is Grok? Yeah, dude, just Grok it. Yo, man, just Grok that. I'm going to go Grok myself. Sounds like shit. I don't care. Give me an updated Jimmy Butler trade saga timeline. Let's see how this looks. I'm actually interested in this. Okay. Jimmy Butler trade saga initially began with the Minnesota Timberwolves after a tumultuous relationship with the team. Butler was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, we know that. Jimmy Butler signed an extension. We're missing some stuff. All right, I just want to know the Heat stuff. Okay, all right. We're actually kind of getting a little detailed timeline here. Let's see if it's accurate. Summer 2024, reports indicated that Butler was seeking a contract extension from the Heat, but team president Pat Riley was hesitant to commit to a large deal due to Butler's age and availability. Butler's eligible for a 2-year, $113 million extension, but no agreement was reached. So that is true. This has been brewing. We've known this. This has kind of been this uncomfortable thing in the background that Jimmy Butler's obviously, right? He's a professional athlete. He's obviously going to want the most money possible, especially at this age. Just lock me up. 2 years, $113 million. Let's do it. He's 35 years old. He's going to be 36 by the start of next season. And the Heat, the way that they operate is very much like, yeah, we're not doing that. And that's true, B-Dot. That is something that I is not mentioned here. But let's not forget Pat Riley telling Jimmy Butler to essentially shut up. But wasn't this after this past offseason? This was in May of this past year. Pat Riley says Jimmy Butler should have kept his mouth shut about Heat versus Celtics, addresses potential trade. Miami Heat president Pat Riley held an end-of-season press conference on Monday in which he made some pointed comments about All-Star forward Jimmy Butler's off-court antics, but also said that he would not consider trading him this summer. This is because Jimmy... Wait, what did Jimmy Butler say? Oh, he put this on his Instagram. He's a funny guy. You got to give him props. Keep in mind, he tweeted this, I believe, when the Heat went down 3-0 and they won. They did win game 4, didn't they? Or did they win game 2? What game did the Heat win in that series? Was it game 2? I want to look it up now. Yeah, it was game 2, and they just went absolutely fucking bonkers from 3. And then everyone's like, oh, shit, here we go. That's when Jimmy tweeted this out. Keep in mind, Jimmy Butler didn't play a single game in this series. Okay, mind you, Jimmy didn't play once, and then the Heat went on to lose game 3, 104-84. They lose game 4, 102-88. And they lose game 5, 118-84. So the Celtics did not take kindly to losing that game 2. During an in-game interview in game 3, he criticized the media for not giving the Heat enough credit and said they were going to win the game in the series. I think we believe, Butler told TNT. It's everybody else that don't. If I got to hear one more praise about Boston on national TV when we win a game, I'm tired of hearing that, man. It's 1-1. We're going to go up 2-1. See you later. Peace. Earlier this month, he made his strongest comments yet, telling Rock the Bells that the Heat would have eliminated the Celtics or New York Knicks if he would have been healthy. Video this. 1, 2, 3 action. Butler said, if I was playing, Boston would be at home. New York would have damn sure would fucking be at home. Josh Hart, come on, man. I love Tom Thibodeau. Tibbs, I love you, baby, but I want to beat you to a pulp. Asked about, I forgot that. I must have missed that one. Asked about Butler's various comments on Monday, Riley admonished his star. For him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling or is that Jimmy serious? Pat Riley said that? Is Jimmy trolling? That came out of Pat Riley's mouth. Riley said, if you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut. That wasn't Riley's only notable statement about Butler. Asked about a potential extension for the 34-year-old who is under contract for the next season and has a player option for 25-26. Riley was non-committal. We don't have to do that this year. Or we don't have to do that for a year. We have not discussed that internally right now, but we have to look at making that kind of commitment. That had to resonate. If we know anything about Jimmy Butler, that absolutely resonated. And then we get to December 12th. There were reports suggesting that Butler's preference was to sign an extension with Miami, but executives believe that he might be traded. December 23rd, it was reported that the Heat were unlikely to trade Butler unless they receive an overwhelmingly good offer. December 25th, significant updates emerged with Shams Charania reporting that Butler prefers to be traded out of Miami by the February 6th deadline. Butler was reported to be staying in Miami for conditioning work, missing games, which fueled further speculation about his immediate future with the Heat. And then January 2nd, Butler publicly expressed his desire to get his joy back. This was all yesterday. Wow. Absolutely insane. I mean, openly coming out and saying in a press conference, I want to get my joy back. Do you think you can get your joy here? No. Not good. Then you had Tyler Hero's post-game press conference where he was just, you could tell he was pretty much like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. We have a Sid bomb. Evan Siddery. What did we decide we wanted to call these? After denying multiple reports for weeks that Jimmy Butler wanted out from the Heat, his agent Bernie Lee has now blocked me on X after his trade request was officialed. Oh. Oh, man. That's fucking funny. That is hilarious. You got to respect it. You really do. You got to respect it. Yeah, feel the burn. So this leads to another, what on earth? I mean, this is reaching such an uncomfortable incendiary bombs. That's great. That is great. Incendiary bombs. That's really good. I don't know why, but I feel that agent does a lot of cocaine. That's true. This is kind of giving cokehead behavior. And I'm not accusing him of that, but it is giving it. You know, I'm not accusing him of being one, but it is giving it. But this is reaching in such an uncomfortable point that I think in the Heat world, I don't think there's any way he's in Miami Heat at the start of next season. But maybe in their mind, they're like, you know what? Any team that wants you is going to have to trade for you either way. Like, even in the offseason, a team's going to have to sign and trade for you if they want to sign you in free agency. So we can hold out here. We don't have to make this trade now. We can wait. But if Jimmy's going to force the issue this much, what does a trade even look like? Have a hard on behind this work desk while watching you, King? Okay, thank you for that. Let me try to regain my train of thought here. What does a trade even look like? Is this really going to be Bradley Beal? I mean, that trade makes no fucking sense. The Suns one makes no sense. Because why in the fuck do the Heat want Bradley Beal? And then you have to think about a three-team trade. What team wants Bradley Beal? So in this scenario, what would have to happen is the Suns would have to give up assets to get Jimmy Butler, because I think he's still somebody you have to give up assets for. It might be a Kyrie situation where you're paying 50 cents on the dollar for a player like Jimmy Butler, but you're still paying 50 cents. Not only do you have to do that, you then also have to attach value to a team for a third team to swoop in and take Bradley Beal. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It does not add up. There's not a trade there. Unless it reaches such a miserable point where it's like, dude, fuck it. We'll take Bradley Beal. Like, we'll just take him and figure it out in the offseason. You look at the teams that he had on his trade thing. I don't think it makes sense. The Rockets could do it. I don't think it makes sense though for them at all. And I can't believe I'm about to do this, but we're firing up Fanspo. We're firing it up. I mean, we have to. We have to see like what the Fanspo community has to say about this. What does the Fanspo community have to say about this? It begs the question. It really does. So this one right here, I'm happy that this one is the top one because I was thinking about this. Bill Simmons mentioned it on his pod. And you know what? It made me think. Paul with the 2. It made me think. Is there a world where Zion ends up on the Heat through all of this? I hadn't thought about how it would be possible. But here's the scenario, I guess. Warriors end up with Jimmy Butler. Could 100% see that. Heat end up with Zion, Gary Payton, and they get a first in this. Interesting. The Pelicans end up with Kyle Anderson, Josh Richardson, and Jonathan Kuminga. I was just about to say, I'm not quite sure how the Heat are also bagging a first in this trade. Yeah, I don't get the sign and trade thing. I don't know if this is possible because they have Kuminga doing a sign and trade. So I don't know if this is an off-season trade. Pelicans say no here. Do they? I mean, yeah, you're not getting back a lot. They'd have to get a first. This can't work. Yeah, I don't know what the Kuminga 33 million number is. Why do the Warriors want Jimmy Butler? So here, they're sort of the perfect team. They do actually have the contracts to make it work, where they wouldn't be cutting too deeply into their rotation. I mean, they would obviously be losing rotation guys, but I think you'd be upgrading significantly enough that it would matter. They're very, very desperate. They have a young player who probably has some legit value across the league in Jonathan Kuminga, who they don't want to pay. It's kind of this perfect combination. Yeah, they're desperate enough. That's it. I mean, all of these are Warriors trades. The Nuggets trade, here's a problem with these, is like these very complicated 3-team trades. And are the Nuggets a second apron team? Are the Nuggets second apron or no? Not anymore, right? I saw a Barbosa edit on TikTok today, and it low-key made me emotional. Life moves so fast. Those edits are interesting. There was a Tom Brady edit that was it's to an old Drake song. I forgot what the name is of the song the song is. This is supposed to be what dreams are made of. That song, and it made me it like kind of made me emotional as well. You know, I didn't cry or anything, but it was just like it made me feel so nostalgic that I didn't like it. I don't like feeling nostalgic. I really don't. Here's one where the Heat get Zach LaVine. I mean, dude, I don't think the Heat are in the market for another guard like this. I really don't. Michael Porter Jr., like Zach LaVine and Tyler Hero backcourt. Is you see what I'm saying? None of these trades. Wait, what? Milwaukee? Oh my God. These like massive 3-team trades are just so crazy. What the fuck is this one? Brook Lopez to the Lakers. Chris Middleton to the Heat. Bucks get Jimmy Butler. Jalen Hood-Schifino and Josh Richardson. I think this makes the Bucks much worse, to be honest with you. I think the Warriors make the most sense. I think there's a world where, how about this one right here? What the hell is this? The Heat get De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter. The Suns get Jimmy Butler. The Kings get Bradley Beal. Oh boy. And 2 first-round picks. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, sure. So what does it? You do still have the Nuggets possibility. MPJ. Could we see a world where that happens? Do I think it moves the needle? I don't think Jimmy Butler ending up on the Warriors makes him a contender at all. That's not the question for me. The question is, are the Warriors desperate enough just to make the attempt? That's the question. I don't know. Like, what realistically, honestly, Jimmy Butler going to the Rockets would kind of dramatically change their ceiling for me. The thing is, though, I don't think the Rockets, with their timeline and stuff, I don't think it makes sense to make a play like that when there's much younger players that could also dramatically change your ceiling that might be available in the coming months, right? Here's the Kings one. Okay, I just want to see how it would have to work contractually for the Kings to make this happen. They would have to trade DeMar. That's like guaranteed. They'd have to trade him. DeMar, like, I'm trying to think about this from the Kings' perspective. You never get free agents. You got DeMar DeRozan, very well-respected player across the NBA, and you trade him not even before the season's over. What is that? How does that look? You got to think about stuff like that. Pelicans should just treat this season like the Mavericks did when they missed the playoffs. They have almost no chance to make the playoffs, so why do a panic trade involving your star player? Well, the trading Zion is a different thing entirely. You know, it's not like the Mavs. It's not like the Mavs during their bad season were like, let's trade Luka. Like, trading Zion, it's in the cards, dude. It's going to happen. That would be you just moving on from this horrible, weird era that you were in. Warriors just make the most sense, man. Do you think Pelicans would accept our 2 firsts and a 26 swap for Herb? Maybe. I don't think it's happening. The Nuggets are interesting. There's no denying that. A potential Nuggets Jimmy Butler trade. Does that change their ceiling? I actually think the answer to that question is yes. Grizzlies. The Grizzlies is kind of a sneaky sleeping giant team, I think, for him. Well, they can't even do this trade. I guess they could. Duh, my dumbass. They didn't actually. In my brain, I thought Luke Kennard and John Conchar were gone because of the Dorian Finney-Smith reports. But Marcus Smart, Brandon Clark, Kennard, and Conchar. Obviously, like the Heat, like some of these guys would have to be rerouted elsewhere because the Heat just can't bring on 3 new roster guys. But this is a sneaky one, man. I think the Grizzlies are kind of a sneaky team here. Like, they could easily make a trade like that, still have a very deep rotation, and now you have Jimmy Butler into the mix. Why give all future assets for non-guarantee? Because they're a really good team this year. They're a really good team. I don't know how many opportunities are going to present themselves like this, where it could be like a Kyrie situation for the Mavs. You can get a player like Jimmy Butler, who's 35 now. It's not the same, obviously. What was Kyrie when they made the trade? 30? Like, it's not the same at all. And I think don't the Grizzlies have like a decent amount of firsts to play around with? Spurs, I don't think the Spurs. It's interesting, but the timelines don't match at all. I thought about the Spurs a little bit last night because I changed my thinking to, all right, who is just willing to do this? The Thunder? I don't see this at all. Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins? No way. Topich? Absolutely no way. Do the Thunder do this? No way at all. It's hard. It's hard to find one. I'm very interested to see how this whole saga plays out, though. It feels like it's reached that uncomfortable point where something has to happen now. You can't just ride it out. The Grizzlies one is kind of popping out to me. Why would the Pistons do this? Detroit gives Hero PTSD and Miami chooses to buy us over Jimmy. This guy's just trolling. That's kind of funny. Asar Thompson goes to the Heat. Of course, it was his twin brother, Men Thompson, who beat up Tyler Hero. But does Tyler know that? I'm not sure. The Hawks? DeAndre Hunter, Bogey, Larry Nance, Kobe Buffkin. No, I don't like that. I don't like that for Atlanta really at all. This is a weird. Josh Richardson, Jovic. I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm so interested to see where this ends up, though. I can't wait.